Hello, I'm Miriam. Is the sound working?
Yep.
Co-founder and COO of Keto Chow.
I'm Chris, also a co-founder president and the technical guy who checks to see if the sound is working. And yeah, you checked it ahead of time because
Good,
I
good,
unplugged
good.
things and plugged things in and brought a computer from home.
Right, right.
Anyway, if you're brand new to Keto Chow, it's a nutritionally complete meal designed to make doing keto easy. We also have some electrolyte supplements that are amazing for everyday use and for keeping the dreaded keto flu away.
Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell icon for daily updates on all our Keto Chow happenings. These live streams help us be accountable and stay on track. We love having you with us on our journey.
Yep. Are you waiting for me to say my line or?
No.
Okay. Anyway,
Get my head in the game.
You just kept looking at me, so anyway, Debbie says hello. I was wondering where you were. That was me forgetting to schedule the live stream.
Whoopsie.
Until we were having our daily stand-up this morning. I'm like, oh, people are going to be looking for the live stream. Where is it? I don't know.
It's not there.
We need to move over.
Okay.
There we go. Let's see. Debbie says, hey there, lovelies. Rhonda is on as well. Lori says, hey, good morning, friends. Glenn's
How
on
are
as
you
well.
guys? Did you sleep good?
Bella.
I slept okay. Pretty good.
Jerry says, good morning, everyone. Debbie is on. Susan's on. The other Debbie is on. Let's see. Keto Dana. Hey, welcome back. Says, good morning, Bears. Been matchy today. Both matchy.
Yeah, matchy.
Yep. Let's see. Lori's on as well. So is Jerry. So I love me some Keto Chow. Nutritious and delicious. Hey, Steve is on. This is my first time. Is there any sort of hazing ritual? Yes, we tell you.
We'll sing you happy birthday.
It's not his birthday.
Oh.
At least I don't think it is. He published a review of a burner thing that you can use to torch your food that you've cooked in the sous vide.
Okay, that's cool.
And it's like totally a flamethrower.
Oh, don't we already have one of those?
Flamethrower? No, we have a torch burner thing that I use to weld together copper pipes. Quite the same thing.
We have used it to light sparklers before.
It is the best way to light sparklers at midnight.
Especially when you have a million kids holding their hands out.
It's true.
And you're like,
yeah. If you're going to light sparklers, you use a
torch.
One of those torch things. I don't remember what they're called. But welcome, Steve. Let's see. Shauna says, good morning, Chris and Miriam. Heather is on also. Ladybug says, good morning. Elizabeth is on from West Virginia.
Hey, Elizabeth.
Lynn's on also, and Lynette's on from the amazing Keto Chow storefront. Jillian's on, and so is Fanny and Anthony and Kat. So last night we did our long form live stream.
Yep.
Answered a lot of questions. I turned up the sound on my thing, so I keep peaking a bit, but hey, let me know if the balance is okay. Usually,
last night it was weird.
And Miriam doesn't.
Usually I just am so quiet.
That's true. Let's see. Everybody's saying hi to Steve. Rihanna says, good morning. Lori says she's driving through Georgia. Kenneth says hi. Kaden says he has 0.3 blood ketones, 104 glucose, 3.5 hours post-prandial. Atkins yogurt bars aren't worth it, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Arguably better than what they're trying to copy, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Better than terrible.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sonia is on also. Tressie says just ordered my bundle
that's
to
such a
try.
cute name.
Excited to try.
Yay.
Jason says, good morning, Bears and Chow fam. MJ says, hi, Keto Chow friends. Missed the weekly, but we'll watch. Dennis wants to know how Connor's doing. Steve?
Oh, yeah. How is Connor?
Well, he did do an update on his one of his video podcasts where he was very grateful. Steve was very grateful for the outpouring of concern that people had.
And in case you guys don't know, we're talking about serious keto. His son got in a car accident.
Yep. And is okay. And
his son's name is Connor.
Massive dose of perspective.
Yeah. Like our little scare with the lost child at the lake.
Yep. Huguette says, hi from Quebec and Canada. I drink one Keto Chow per day. Use sucrose versus stevia or erythritol. That is a very good question. So number one, first and foremost, we don't use sucrose, we use sucralose.
But it's weird and it's similar spelling, so I could see why you could mix it up.
Yeah, so first things first. Well, let me... trying to juggle stuff. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. If you do a Google search for Keto Chow sweetener, if I spell it right, You've got a what sweeteners are used in Keto Chow, where it explains the different ones that are used. And there is a video where we go through and explain it all.
Yep.
And then there's also this link about the issues that you might run into with sucralose or not. And on here, it also explains why we don't use erythritol or allulose.
Yep.
That we do have the natural strawberry, which uses monk fruit. We have the base powder that doesn't use any sweetener, and then we have savory flavors. Now, one thing that people often get confused is the difference between sucralose, pure sucralose, and Splenda. So Splenda, okay, first, but it's very difficult to measure pure sucralose because it's 600 times sweeter. In each serving of Keto Chow, we're using 0.08 grams. So really, really tiny.
Yeah.
You could literally take that amount of
like the tip
glucose.
Of the pencil. Here.
Yeah. You could take that amount of glucose. Here it even says. And it would raise your blood sugar by 0.32 milligrams per deciliter, which is
like nothing.
It'd be impossible to measure. So because sucralose is so difficult to measure, Splenda that you can buy at the store, they take it and they mix it with maltodextrin, which is starch, which breaks down into glucose as soon as your saliva hits it and absolutely will raise your glucose, period, end of story. In every gram of Splenda, there's 988 milligrams or 98.8% of maltodextrin and 12 milligrams of sucralose.
In every gram?
In every gram.
Grams inside of gram?
12 milligrams.
Okay.
That's okay.
I thought you said grams.
So 12 thousandths. Okay. So anyway, it goes into further detail on here as to why. And also one of the reasons why we do it, I'm not sharing anymore, is because I'm still struggling to find stevia or monk fruit
not maltodextrin,
tastes okay, that tastes good enough that people really love it, like they do Keto Chow with the regular stuff. So I'm not going to give up on it, but for instance, the natural strawberry, which uses monk fruit, we actually get a lot of times people will say, "Why don't you use monk fruit?" And we're like, "We do." And then they try it and they're like, "Oh, well, that's not as good as the other stuff." Like, exactly.
That's why, yeah.
So anyway, check it out. We have that. I posted the link. Let's see. Okay. Back up to where we are. Bingo says morning. Waiting on my order to plan my day. Speaking of trees, what started shipping today?
Chow Club.
Yeah, the ones that are going out by UPS.
Yeah.
So let's see. Floyd's on. Susan says, new here. How much weight have you both lost, and do you use the powders daily? So there's a reason I made Keto Chow, and it's because I struggle with my own personal weight. And a ketogenic diet is the only way that I've found success. Does that mean, now, Amy Berger talked about this in her talk, that keto is simple. That doesn't mean that it's easy. So I am not a stellar, I've lost 300 pounds on keto. I've lost and I've gained and I've lost and I've gained. As long as I stick strictly to keto, I do really well. But I tend to snack
on keto things that are all keto approved and keto perfect. But if you're overeating, you're overeating, period.
So I made Keto Chow so that I can have something that I can go back to that gets me straight. The most I ever weighed was, I think, 280. I don't weigh that much now. I guess I'm down 40 pounds from there right now. Anyway.
I also think not everybody does keto for just weight loss.
That's true.
So it's hard to not, I guess, get a little bit frustrated when you hear that. Our daughter is 17 years old and she does keto for depression. She could care less about weight.
Yeah,
she is so happy if she can go to school and not cry all day long.
Yep.
And that's way more important to me than any number on the scale. Granted, I worry about the number on the scale for myself, but my child could care less. So
Yep.
there are lots of different reasons to do keto. And I mean, for me too, like more so I have the clearer head, like the
Clarity.
less brain fog. And I think that really, really helps me. So.
Do we use it every day? No. Yesterday we only ate
Keto
Buffalo
Chow.
Wild Wings.
Yeah.
That's all we ate.
It was delicious.
Let's see. Jacques says, any chance Switch Grocery is getting more caramel macchiato soon? Let's finish my bag. And I'm heavily addicted.
I'm not sure. We'll have to check.
Yeah, so we ship them stuff that they order. You would actually need to ask them. We were buffering for a bit there.
Oh, whoops. They'll have a good idea, though. I'm not sure when they have put their last order in. Like, I don't fill it myself. We have a guy who does that, so we just aren't sure because we don't remember those things.
Yeah. Matt says, I can't believe Steve lit that sous vide gun in his kitchen the first time. That thing is way too dangerous to use indoors. I need to watch it. Jerry says, create a very healthistic acronym on the WAC channel. TSMF is now to be known as Preparing Savory Meaty Foods. I thought it was Sizzling Meaty Foods, Jerry. I was listening. We were buffering some of that.
Sorry.
Dennis says, thank you for your reviews and this update, Steve from Serious Keto. Let's see. Kaden says, and thank you for using acacia and not polydextrose, despite how the FDA allows the two fibers to be labeled.
Yeah, because it would be easier for us to use a lot of different ingredients.
Yes, it would.
And it's even like our manufacturer's like, why don't you do this? Because we don't want to. Why don't you do that? Because we don't want to. Because that's not the best thing. So, yeah.
Let's see. Keto Banger says, Keto Chow for all 3 meals today. About as simple as I can make it. And a lot of times that's what we'll do. Today we are going to be having a bunch of meat for lunch.
Yeah, it's
that's
probably
probably
Wednesday.
all I'm going to eat. Let's see. Carla says, good morning from North Florida. Had peaches and cream this morning.
Nice.
So our diatribe about sucralose might have gotten buffered out of existence. Wow. Red White says, good morning. Hope you're having a great day. Robert says, was very hopeful Keto Chow would get me through and over a long plateau. However, I gained 6 pounds in 2 weeks doing 2 drinks a day. So what are you eating besides Keto Chow?
Yep, and how much fat are you using in Keto Chow? So there's a place where you can be having too much fat, which will cause you to gain weight, or if you're having too little fat, it'll also cause you to gain weight because your body will go into I'm not getting enough nutrients and fuel mode.
And it's also relevant that weight isn't what most people are trying to lose. It's fat is what they're trying to lose.
Yeah, so are you also exercising? Because if you're exercising and gaining muscle, then that's still maybe a factor.
Now, Robert, I'm assuming you're a dude. Something that we see a lot in women is, especially when they start a ketogenic diet, they may not see any change on the scale, but they will see change in measurements.
Yeah.
So it may be a little late for taking the before measurements, but if you stick to under 20 grams of carbs a day, you're getting the right amount of protein. Stick with it would be the best thing I can give you, and it's advice to give to myself as well. So,
yep, stick with it.
Father's Day, I had way too much onion soup dip.
Oh, really?
On the
I didn't go to that barbecue, and so I had a great meal.
Rings. Well, I had a lot of salt along with my food, and so my weight actually went up 6 pounds that day.
That's funny.
And I'm back down 4.
Yeah, so that's another thing, salt. If you have a lot of salt, you could be retaining water.
Okay.
Which you need to. On keto, you have to have a lot of salt. So
Steve says, Miriam, my wife has been enjoying the mint chocolate you sent us every night as dessert.
Yay!
And try not just making it into ice cream. Try making it
into pudding. Make it into pudding.
Hot chocolate mint. Yes. It's really.
I love hot chocolate mint.
This is my 90-year-old father still wants maraschino cherry as a new flavor.
Oh, that's funny.
Which apparently is almond flavored.
Maybe.
Is what people were saying. Let's see. From my boy says, good morning. I've been busy watching your video from last night. Was enjoying the shoe conversation. I love Nikes, and I'm just getting into buying Converse.
Nice.
Okay. Easy to also thank you for sharing, Miriam. Matt says, made it to Wonderland this week after mixing in Keto Chow. 2 more weeks of my keto cake day, and I hope to be down 100 pounds. Thank you for the awesome photos.
Yes.
That's super great.
That's awesome. Man.
Susan says, I'm not strict keto, but do low carb for my diabetes. Weight loss is a bonus for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Jerry says healthistic, as in hungry Heath. Heathistic. Yeah, there you go. Kaden says, I'm a bad dieter because weight loss is such a slow process, but biohacking can produce measurable changes in days. The only downside is that when my wife sings Bon Jovi's Eating on a Dare. Eating on a Dare. Adele says, I'm keeping to manage weight and anxiety and psoriasis and inflammation. My daughter for epilepsy and brain health.
Oh, yeah. And that's so important.
My husband is low carb for blood pressure and acid reflux management. Lots of reasons to keto.
Yeah.
That's true.
Well, and the thing is, a lot of people will come on keto for weight loss and then stay keto because of the other benefits. So I have varicose veins and swelling in my legs. They still swell, but not nearly as much as they used to. It used to be if I stood up for 30 minutes, I was just aching and had to sit down because my legs were just on fire. And now I can stand all day, and yes, my legs will be swollen at the end of the day, but as long as I move periodically, like I can make it all day long without compression stocks, standing all day long. So I think that's something. There's lots of things.
Our friend Steve, who doesn't have a YouTube channel, he started doing keto just because his wife and Miriam and I were all doing keto, and he's just like, fine, whatever.
Fine.
Turns out it made his gout go away.
Yeah, and then he said, funny how when you feel like someone slammed you in the foot with a hammer, you do not want to return to that pain.
Well, and he ate a cookie that one of our friends had made because she didn't want to try the venison, and he's like, okay, if you eat the venison, I'll eat one of your cookies. And gout flare up immediately. So he's like, okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Chad says, well, Heather says, I appreciate you guys using the best ingredients. Oh, Shauna says, reversed my type 2 diabetes eating keto.
Yes.
It's worth it right there. Debbie says, today is bacon and cream cheese on Egg Life.
Nice.
And then chocolate peanut butter shake with butter. By the way, Debbie, Serious Keto has a really good video on it's essentially an egg tortilla that uses psyllium husk.
I want to try that.
Powder.
I just barely watched
They remind me a lot of the Egg Life
They do,
wraps.
yeah.
You're just going to get a plate dirty.
But you should put some salt in it.
Yeah, what's up with no salt, Steve? That's weird. Rhonda says, exactly, Miriam. I started keto for the health benefits. No more glasses after 40 years.
Wow.
40 years. No arthritis and several other things. Now I do it for weight loss and maintenance. It's a way of life, not a diet.
Yep.
Joe made it. He's been looking at the new requirements for recreational drone pilots.
Oh, that sounds boring.
It doesn't. Let's see. Hey Jude says, consistently losing weight since starting Keto Chow. Just need to lose the 2020 extra padding.
Yeah.
We'll be back to the goal weight soon.
Me too. And that whole 2020 extra padding was just living in the kitchen, right? So,
and also Serious Keto on the video he did of that tortilla recipe. And he just says, Mike said that he's going to make the recipe. And then Steve said he's going to be testing a handful of ingredient substitutions. So Black Tie Kitchen, on his Pizza Crust 2.0 video, he did a section of questions from the future or future asked questions, which I thought was brilliant.
Yeah.
Because it's all the questions that people are going to have. And most of them are like, can I substitute this? Can I substitute that? Can I substitute this? And I'm kind of the opinion that if somebody makes a recipe, try it first the way that they made it. And then,
or don't try it if you can't have those ingredients.
Yeah. But it was really funny. It's like, can I substitute this? But he says, can I use psyllium husk powder instead of whole psyllium husk? He's like, yeah, if you want it to be rubbery and purple.
But some people don't care about that. Shauna probably likes a purple tortilla. I mean, my kids would eat it.
Yeah.
And if I didn't have the other stuff, at least I knew it could work. So Carrie Brown is similar in opinion of recipes. She's a chef, and she's like, well, I made it this way, and this is how it turned out this way. So if you want to replace it, it's not going to be the same recipe. It's a different recipe. So it's just depending on if you're willing to try it and hope for the best.
That's right. Jacques says they are going to reach out to Switch Grocery Direct.
Oh, great.
And they did order some caramel macchiato, but I'm not sure
Yeah,
what their
I'm
plans
just not
are
sure
as far as
when.
maybe on sale.
Yeah. And how long it takes to get there, because it does take a while.
It takes a while, and then it goes to their fulfillment center, and they have to catalog it all and put it into inventory. And
Yep.
yeah. Heather says she wants pina colada in big bags. Speaking of which, pina colada, which is a new flavor, is getting close. It's starting to
Oh,
get a little
shoot.
bit
I
low.
brought some pina colada I was going to have for breakfast.
Oh, yeah?
As ice cream, because it's 9 o'clock in the morning. We should have ice cream.
Yep. Today, my order of business is I'm testing out different magnesiums to see if they work as a substitution for magnesium malate. Because as of right now, production is shut down because there is no magnesium malate to be had, not even for ready money. And we need about 2,000 kilograms of magnesium malate, but we're looking into an alternative.
Yep.
So I need to test and see how that tastes.
We're looking at magnesium chloride.
Yep. It's the same stuff that's in the magnesium drops, but in a powder
form.
But we have to make sure that it doesn't affect the flavor. And if it works, that means we have to put a sticker on every single
bag
that has that switched out, because the ingredients would be different. The nutrition would be the same, but instead of having magnesium malate, it would have magnesium chloride.
Yep.
Yay.
So that's why we are out of a couple of big bag flavors.
Yeah, so the chocolate toffee, the chocolate mint, and the snickerdoodle. We were supposed to have gotten those a month ago.
Yep.
But they haven't shown up yet. Patty says, I found a place that has a self-serve cart for backyard chicken eggs. $3 a dozen, 50 cents off if you bring back a carton.
Nice.
Wow. You actually get to pick up the chickens and look underneath them? Because that'd be cool.
Nah, I don't like that part.
Let's see. Gidget the Surfer Girl says, 2 Crazy Kids has found your channel. Love the hot wing recipe.
Nice.
Just subscribe.
Aw.
Let's see. Diana says, gout is so bad.
Yeah.
Susan says, keto has helped my eczema flare-ups.
Oh, me too.
Serious Keto says, I figure anything I put in it will be salty. That's what salt does.
That's a good point.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Are you serious? Sorry. Heather says, I love the egg life wraps. Dallas says, Maria Emmerich recommended niacin for varicose veins.
Oh, yeah.
Just bought a low dose. Try it out.
Yeah,
tried that.
I actually did. So Maria Emmerich did. I did her health assessment form, and I got a bunch of blood tests, and she put me on a bunch of supplements, which one of them was niacin, but I just couldn't stand the niacin flush. And I know that, she said that happens, but I couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
So I stopped taking it. But I also I took it long enough, but I didn't really notice a difference, but it's hard to tell. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Mike says recipe creation is hard work, talking to Steve. I look forward to hearing the results. Ken says, I do keto Mediterranean lifestyle. Okay, great.
Nice.
John says, I also made a bunch of new friends through keto.
Yeah, me too.
Adela says, I love Black Tie Kitchen. He's hilarious. His voiceover makes his videos so unique. He wipes the counter because pants. Well, the funny thing about he was doing a voice. He was doing a director's commentary on one of his more recent videos, and he actually gets a lot of people who complain about the weird English voiceover thing. I'm like, oh, okay,
because they just want a video. They don't want a funny.
Yeah, but half of the fun of his videos
is the funny.
Is the funny stuff that he puts in there and the dry humor. And if you don't like it, I don't know.
Yeah, well, we had somebody say that they didn't want us to sit and talk, but really the purpose of these videos is to talk to you guys. So,
Cadence says, down 31.4 pounds from where I was today in 2020, but I'm still up 17 pounds from my adult low. Reopening was just as hard as lockdown, but for different reasons. Yeah,
I think that's true. And I think that people aren't really noticing that. Yeah. They're not thinking about the reopening and it's causing stress and
well, he says his adult low was 2 months ago.
Oh, nice.
So he's up from that.
From there. I gotcha.
Shot at the psyllium husk, making fancy food purple for the win. Yeah.
That's right.
Miss DJ says took weight and measurements on June 6th and started working out on the 7th. Weigh daily for tracking, but don't peak. Yay, smart scale. July 4th is recheck day. I don't know my weight, but clothes fit better.
And you got to remember that because sometimes the number doesn't change. We did this 90-day challenge. I'm probably down like 5 pounds total. I went
Okay.
down, went back up, went down. But I am noticing my clothes are fitting better, and that's what
I'm
really
noticing it
matters.
too. Arrgh.
Thank you.
My tongue didn't work there. Arrgh. Okay. Gidget says, I'm ordering your shakes today. So excited. And Wendy says, Miriam, ice cream is good any time of day.
Right? I'm glad we're on the same
Becky's
page.
on. Ginny says, any chance there's pina colada in the Chow Club box?
That's a good question.
We'll tell you what's in. There's Keto Chow in there.
Keto Chow. And a surprise.
Yes.
It's also in a teal
but
box.
we won't tell you what's in there. We actually, some people really love the surprise. And so we will not be talking about what's in the Chow Club box
until the first.
After the 1st of the month. And if there's a lot of people that still haven't gotten theirs, like something happened, UPS messed up, we might not even talk about it on the 1st. And we ask other people, don't post about it or post spoiler alert or something like that before you talk about what's in there. And it's just because people want the surprise.
Yeah.
So.
Because we do want to talk about it. We're excited.
I wanted to know what our children were before they were born, but some people don't.
Yeah, I wanted to know.
Actually, the most fun about people not wanting to know what the baby is watching the doctors and the nurses skirt around
Fumble over the he,
and
she.
you're the
child.
Baby.
I'm sure that they do good.
Jeannie says, it's my first time on live, loving Keto Chow.
Hey, glad you're here.
Debbie wants apple pie, please. So I want to have apple pie ice cream.
I want apple pie too. Do we even have any more at home?
Not at home, we don't. Oh. You did a giveaway with your thing. Matthias says, thanks for the magnesium update. Debbie says, I think the most crucial part of my days now is trying to figure out which Keto Chows to whip up. So many flavors and so much goodness. I stress myself out.
I can see that.
Karen says, fingers crossed for a solution to the magnesium problem. Yeah, me too.
Us too.
Guy says, praying for his perfect wisdom for y'all.
Thanks.
Heather says, Phil says he'll be a taste tester.
Oh, perfect. We'll just send him some stuff.
Well, and the thing is, even after I validate that the taste is okay, I'm going to have to mix up a bunch and eat it
for a couple of days
to make sure.
You're like, are you sure I like this? Is there any weirdness?
Issue. Yeah.
There's also something that we've learned in manufacturing is there's something called a bitter blocker, and we've tried to not ever. I don't think have we ever even used those.
No, we've never used them like that.
They'll pair a bitter blocker in with your flavoring if one thing tastes good, but then there is also like an aftertaste to it, and so we've not ever used a bitter blocker, but a lot of people have said, hey, you could use that with a bitter blocker. And I'm like, well, what is it? Like, what chemical is it? What does it do? What does it do to your body? So we just try to avoid those also. And I don't know, maybe manufacturers think we're weird, but like, why have a thing to counteract the thing? Like, aren't we trying to get off our medicine that you take this medicine because you take that medicine?
Swallowed the fly.
My mom had such bad health when I was growing up, and just having her take like 12 medicines and half of them were to counteract something that happened from the other 6. It's just ridiculous.
Cheryl says, just got online. Will Switch Grocery be able to have the Chow Club membership?
No.
So they can. Mm-hmm. We've talked to them about it. Yep. The problem is the discounts on the Chow Club are so good that it makes it difficult for them to buy the stuff from us and then bring it up to Canada and then ship it out at a comparable price. They're looking into it still. They're welcome to do it, but they have not as yet decided to do it. And as a distributor, they are able to, they buy the Keto Chow and then they do with it what they will. So Patty says, look up the Egg Shack. It's the Egg Shack. It's a little... Oh, wait. Katie says, ouch, my heart goes out to anyone who's out of chocolate mint.
Yeah.
Mike says, I'm not going to panic, but pina colada running out because you said there will be more. Any idea when? It won't be for a while, and that's going to be the whole thing with the manufacturing. Yeah. Steve says, niacin flush is the worst.
Thank you.
It's like a sunburn from the inside out.
Like I thought I was going through menopause or something, and all of a sudden I was having this heat flash, and I start sweating, and I'm like, what is wrong with me? And Kate's face is red because she was taking it too, and we both decided that that's what it was, and then we stopped taking it. It was fine. So, yeah.
Katie says, taking niacin before bed might help. A, you'll sleep through the flush, and B, the flush can improve sleep.
Or you'll start sweating and not be able to sleep because you're too hot. But I could see that working too.
Julie is on. Maitreya says, yeah, that is the best part about the black tie.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Donya says, finished Atomic Habits. Fabulous. Started Heart Math Solution.
Oh, you know what else I'm reading? The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. I've really, really liked it. You should read that one. I think you'll like it a lot.
Okay. Kaden says, I found an 8-pack of teal. There it is. Power of Habit.
Wow, yellow.
Okay. Oh, maybe I'll. Oh, I got that one for you, didn't I?
Yeah.
That's right. Kaden says, I found an 8-pack of teal paper plates for $1 to subliminally influence my wife to make a keto chow recipe.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Okay.
Be like, put the fat bombs here.
Ladybug had apple pie for dinner last night. Becky says, thanks for the update on the Snickerdoodle Big Bags. That was going to be my next purchase. Hubs has realized that Keto Chow saves him money.
Hey, that's nice.
Dennis has just had Keto Chow truffles using chocolate peanut butter. We are out of chocolate peanut butter at home. Always taste and moreover smell wonderful. Jerry says, since you're testing, perfect time to try black licorice Keto Chow. Fear factor for go.
Blaine's not here.
Heidi says, when is the Keto Chow box going out? So the July one,
it's going out this week, today and tomorrow.
They're shipping some of the ones that are going out by UPS today.
Depending on how far away you live, we'll send those first.
The idea is to get them to everybody before the first, about the same time, so that nobody's spoiling it for anybody else. So, anyway, Julie says someone's ice cream recipe has a small amount of vodka in it. Does the alcohol go out in like cooking?
I would say no, and I wouldn't do that myself because I don't drink alcohol.
Teetotalers Anonymous.
Yeah.
Actually, we're not anonymous at all. But yeah, it will make the freezing change, but the alcohol will absolutely be in there. Also,
unless you're cooking it, if you cooked it.
Now, if you're making the choice to drink alcohol, hey, that's you.
That's your choice. Yeah.
But be aware, and Maria Emmerich stresses this, that if you drink alcohol, your body has to process that. It has to metabolize it before it can do anything else. That is number one priority. And so any ketogenic processes, anything else will stop. The metabolism of fat, the metabolism of glucose, the metabolism of everything, even ketones, stops while your body is dealing with the alcohol. So if you choose to do that, just be aware. Let's see. Becky says supplements is the thing. Medicines are another. Medicines equals no.
Yeah, if you can get away with it. But yeah, you shouldn't fight against your doctor if you're really having something that you need to take medicine for.
Kaden says, I didn't realize the song about the old lady who swallowed a fly was about polypharma. Mind blown. Taking one thing to treat another thing to treat another thing. That's why I sang it. Suzanne says, I've been so busy, no Keto Chow made tonight for sure. I have missed having them on my drive to work.
No, it's so nice to just grab it out of the fridge.
Becky says, take niacin during winter to keep you warm. You won't have a need for a jacket.
I know, but it's just my face. Like the rest of my body didn't get warm. Just my face got warm.
All right, well, Steve's dropping off. See you later, Steve. Heidi says, good morning. You two, hope your day is going well. So far, so good.
Yeah.
Bob is on. Says, good morning, Chris and Miriam. We're
Hey,
just
Bob.
talking about stuff. Becky says, black licorice is from the devil. Debbie says, I think as the founders and owners, you should never run out of Keto Chow. You should have as much as you want.
I know, right?
Technically, we have to purchase it all, and anything that we do use for testing, we actually have to pay sales tax on, or use tax rather.
Yeah, use tax.
Most of the stuff that's in our cupboard is stuff that gets damaged. So, like, there's a cut in it, or there's a hole. It's leaking powder. It's funny. It's easy for powder to get out of a bag of Keto Chow. It's not so easy.
Yeah, you can't get anything in. Yeah.
So I personally have no problem whatsoever with using stuff that's damaged. So whatever.
But we can't sell it, just so you know. So yeah, that's a thing.
Let's see. Easy says, last night we had a family meal. I coated chicken with Keto Chow savory chicken and tomato basil and fried it up. My wife and 3 kids like the savory chicken, and my other 3 kids like the tomato basil better.
That's funny.
I think it was on the Two Crazy Ketos channel, Facebook group. Somebody had done fried chicken wings with, I think it was with tomato basil, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, nice.
But they're like, sorry, it doesn't look good. I'm like, that looks amazing. Anyway, Kaden says,
it doesn't look like a handcrafted recipe photo.
No. Kane says, I'm thinking either anise or dried unrefined stevia leaf mixed with strawberry keto chow might be a good red licorice flavor.
Oh, maybe.
Fun fact,
Yeah.
red licorice is raspberry.
Oh.
I looked it up recently. I was like,
And how
what
come it
is
doesn't
red
taste like
licorice?
raspberry?
It tastes
Like
like red
raspberry
licorice
candy?
because it has a very distinct flavor, but the original flavor that red licorice was trying to imitate is raspberry.
That's funny.
Unless you've got the strawberry Twizzlers, in which case it's strawberry.
I don't know.
Much
Twizzlers?
like, is it Twinkies that were originally banana flavored and then they weren't
Oh
anymore?
my gosh.
Anyway, or bubblegum flavoring. Bubblegum flavoring is supposed to be strawberry, but
it just turned into its own
it
self.
turned into its own flavor.
That's funny.
Anyway, Randy says, I have a great Wednesday. Kathy is doing peach ice cream today. MJ said I wanted to know the gender of my second child so I could prepare my 3-year-old daughters. And then lied to my husband because he wanted to be surprised. The best secret I've ever kept. Our son is now 30 years old.
That's awesome.
Let's see. Chad says Maurice. Okay. Debbie says Carrie Brown will tell you adding vodka to ice cream won't do a dang thing. Okay.
There you go.
Randy says we're doing root beer ice cream for lunch today.
Oh, that sounds good.
Matreya says raspberry. Weird. I thought it was cherry. Yeah,
I thought so
I
too.
spent the better part of like 3 hours.
You went down the rabbit hole after red licorice, huh?
Yep. Debbie says I'm doing a 20-day Keto Chow challenge from June 15th to July 14th. My only Keto Chow 3 times a day and water. Then I have to stop for a few days so I can come to Utah and have my birthday cake.
Yes.
Jerry says, yeah, there is no licorice root in red vines or any red licorice. Shauna says, I love black licorice. There, I said it. I like it too, by the way.
I like it too.
I used to take anise and fennel capsules for heartburn.
Karen
says, Chris, you're a well of random knowledge. Well, it's just that I was looking it up recently.
He also just has been an encyclopedia since we met. He likes very boring things.
The more trivial the fact is, the easier it is for me to remember.
Dumb things.
Yep.
Right? So dumb.
Heather says, yep, Twinkies were banana flavored. Let's see. Becky says, well, somebody has to like black licorice.
That's right. Otherwise, it wouldn't exist.
Also, real black licorice is toxic.
Isn't that funny?
There was a guy who, it depletes potassium.
Oh, that's bad.
There was a guy who was eating like 2 bags of black licorice candy, real black licorice candy a day. And he ended up having a heart attack because his potassium was too low.
So I guess if you eat black licorice, then you have to supplement with potassium.
Yep. Shauna says, I love black licorice. When he says, oh, Chris, the information you keep in your head. When he says, you're taking one for the team. Julie says, I crave it. Becky says, Chris, did you memorize the dictionary as a kid? No. But if you sat me down in front of an encyclopedia, I was gone.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
See,
gone.
this is the interesting thing. Like, he read encyclopedias for fun. Guess what I did? I went outside with my friends outside.
I went outside too, but you start reading something fascinating. You're like, what? That's so cool.
Our kids have read encyclopedias too.
Yeah.
So boring.
Mike says red licorice tastes like some sort of artificial frankenfruit. Not that there's anything wrong with that, except sugar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shauna says, I think it was Mike Mallet who told me about licorice powder. I have some that I put sometimes in Keto Chow vanilla.
Oh, cool.
Becky says, I figured. Debbie says, I vote for bacon flavored Keto Chow. We tried that.
Yeah, it's hard to get bacon flavoring.
Terrible.
Well, and if you think about it, you get bacon flavored gum and bacon, all these other things, and it's just not as good. Bacon.
The beef Keto Chow with actual bacon.
Yeah.
That's why we made the beef base without any flavoring in it, so you can add stuff. Karen says they love salted licorice in Europe. It's called salam malaki.
Oh, how cool is that?
It uses a candy, ice cream, and even vodka. The actual licorice root has the chemical compounds in it are, they said it was 20 times sweeter than sugar. And because it's a root vegetable, much like carrots, there's quite a bit of it stored in there. And so you get chunks of actual licorice root, and it's sweet, and it has that flavor.
Yeah, that's cool.
Melissa says, my oldest daughter went to my youngest son's ultrasound and cried when they said it was a boy. She came home and went into his nursery and said, God didn't answer my prayer. I prayed for a girl. God did answer her prayer years later when we adopted my niece. She got a sister.
There we go. See? He knows.
My brother, who recently came, apparently prayed that my mom would have twins.
Oh.
And she said God wouldn't do that to him. And so she only had me. And
I don't think
anytime
he
he
would do that to
complained,
her because
yeah.
she's such a little lady.
Anytime my brother complained about me, she would say, "You prayed
You
him
prayed
here."
for him. You prayed for him to come.
Yep. Jerry says, "I love black licorice. Black licorice with double salt, amazing, delicious candy from the Netherlands."
Oh, cool.
Julie read encyclopedias too. And Becky memorized maps. She
Okay,
says
Julie, I guess it's not that
there are
boring.
plenty of us that like to eat black licorice, but I'm not on board to drink it.
I think it sounds gross.
I think that's why it's so.
I love black licorice, but I don't think I'm gonna ever make it into Keto Chow.
Debbie says, "Can I add gelatin to peanut butter keto chow after the fact? It's going to be difficult. You're probably going to have to mix it up
in like
and
water,
melt it,
and then mix it in. I'm not sure how you would go about doing that, but you could try."
Dennis says, "I'm so glad Steve from Serious Keto dropped by. I love the channel and always give him a
I
thumbs
love
up.
him too.
Along with enduring all his commercials, Steve gets compensated almost exclusively on YouTube. He's great."
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Ken says, "I chased etymologies through the dictionaries as a child." That's the basis of words. That's not to be confused with entomologist,
which is bugs.
Yes.
Yeah, and that's what you said, and I'm all.
There's a great XKCD cartoon about there's a giant praying mantis, and so they summon entomology man. He's like, "Well, no, that's entomology man, but I can tell you the basis of that word."
That's
really funny. Let's see. MJ says Chris is into facts and Miriam into human behavior.
That's right.
Mike says, good thing it only takes 1 teaspoon of licorice root powder to flavor a
There
shake.
we go.
This is Steve is also branching out with a second YouTube channel. Yes, that's true.
Oh, that's right.
He has to get the viewership up before it can be monetized. Jerry says, remember the Bubblicious bubblegum? When I was in Holland, I saw a salted licorice flavored Bubblicious, and I bought it. It was delicious.
Sorry.
Sambuca is from the devil. Melissa doesn't like black licorice.
It's funny.
Like, since I think most black licorice candy is flavored with anise rather than real licorice fruit.
That's so true.
They're very similar, according to what I read. Debbie says, what events can we typically find you at throughout the year? I know last year was wacky, but normally where do you have booths where we can come see you? So we're going to be at Low Carb USA in San Diego. We're going to be at Keto Palooza. We're going to be at Low Carb Omaha. Which is the summit.
And there's one more. What is it?
We're going to be at Metabolic Health. We're going to be at the
Keto
Las
Con.
Vegas Keto.
We're going to be on the cruise. Yeah, the Las Vegas Keto. That's the other one.
Anyway.
I'm not going to the Las Vegas Keto.
Nope.
I'm going to a play instead.
Patty says, I used to love black licorice ice cream. Made my tongue black. Gonna have to try to make black licorice vanilla keto chow ice cream.
Yeah.
Randy says, my grandpa used to feed real black licorice to the pigs. It was good for them. It was just a little different.
I see.
Let's
That's
see.
cool, though.
Holly says, heat up your keto chow, add the gelatin, and mix until dissolved.
Thank you. Thank you, Holly.
Heather says, 2 months until Omaha.
Yeah.
They still haven't gotten back to us about the specifics yet, though.
Ooh. Really?
Yeah.
I can reach out to them if you want. Oh, yeah.
Cadence, or paid them anything. Cadence says, I like ginger chews and ginger beer, but I have no idea how a ginger keto chow would work.
I don't know.
Melinda says, I asked this on another live and missed the answer. What makes the decision for a flavor of keto chow to make it into the big bag or keep a flavor like apple pie?
There's a couple of different factors. Some of the ingredients are more expensive than others on the flavoring. We think about that. We think about how well it sells. If people like it, then it's likely that we'll carry it in the big bag.
People are like, well, why do you have peach? It's like, well, because the peaches and cream taste like peach Haribo candy.
Yeah.
And I like it.
I like it. And that's another thing, if we like it.
A lot of times well, the entire company is based on what I personally like. So there you go.
That's why chocolate toffee exists, is because that's what I like.
Wendy says, has gingerbread ever been a keto chow flavor?
Oh, that
there
is
has
a
not
good
been
idea.
an actual gingerbread that has been released. You can make gingerbread with some spices and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
What is it? What's in gingerbread spices? Apple pie
There's
spice?
ginger. There's
allspice?
Allspice. I actually have a list.
You know what's really good that's not gingerbread?
What?
The pumpernickel bread recipe.
Yep.
It's really good.
Jerry's going. Professor R says, ooh,
Jerry.
ginger. What an idea. I'm trying that next. So he says, "Hi everyone." Cloves. It has cloves in it. as
Okay,
well.
close.
John says Gingerbread Keto Chow. Start with snickerdoodle. Perhaps add some ginger tea steeping strong.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Mike says anise is an important flavor component of an Italian sausage. Yes, it is.
Oh,
I
yes.
recently had a bunch of that and it was
I
delicious.
love Italian sausage.
Becky says chocolate toffee is perfection. Snickerdoodle is also perfection. And Kate says, well, Zevia ginger root beer is pretty decent. So I'll see how
Grated
ginger roots with root beer. Oh
Keto Chow.
Me no speak good.
That might
time
be
to go.
interesting.
Chris's
I
brain
think that'd
is
make my nose run. Grated
probably.
ginger.
All right. And KS says, I added Longevity Warehouse orange turmeric soda drops to the pina colada with ice. And it's like orange juice. Just put in another order for pina colada.
That sounds like
Keep
a
it coming,
good
please, and
idea. Thank you.
All right. Well, we are going to go for reels because my brain is done.
Done.
Done. Okay. Have a good day, everybody.
Yep. Be kind to yourself.
Bye.
Bye.